Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the day is finally here. Flybywire has dropped their A380X. It is launch day and it is a freeware aircraft. It is looking absolutely phenomenal from the outside. We are going to be doing the most basic tutorial possible so you can get this aircraft into the air and start flying it from day one. We are also going to be doing a full review of this aircraft and be comparing it to actual payware aircraft from Aerosoft, the A330. What an absolute mess, mate.
You are terrible.
So let's get into this aircraft, let's take it off, let's get this tutorial underway. My God, I've never been this excited. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have walked in from the jetway and would you look at what we're greeted to? A full cabin. A freeware aircraft has provided a full cabin. Look at the textures on these seats in first class. You can even go upstairs and go there. We'll do a bit of an exploration of that later, but this is looking absolutely phenomenal. And as I mentioned before, we're going to be doing a full review of this aircraft, comparing it to the Aerosoft A330, mate. And that does not even have a cabin and it looks absolutely terrible. So we are off to a good start. So as you can see, it's very heavy on frames. We have a 4090 and we are still framing pretty hard, but we're going to go in the cockpit and we're going to turn this bad girl on. All right, mate, so we are in the cockpit and the first thing we are greeted to is about 50,000 screens. And would you look at this, there is actually smudge marks on the screens. The textures are looking pretty good. You can even see scuff marks up the top here, even on the Adiras, you can see scuff marks as well. That's pretty phenomenal for a freeware aircraft. As I mentioned before, we are framing pretty hard. So let's get this tutorial started. The first thing that you're going to want to do is come in here, attach your jet bridge and get the ground power unit attached to the plane. So you do that by going down to ground. The next thing you're going to want to do is come up to the top here and import your sim brief. And on day one, we have full sim brief integration. It brings your fuel and payload in, it brings your route in, and you can actually load it up into the aircraft. That is pretty amazing for a freeware aircraft. Thank you so much, Flybywire. So the next thing you got to do is go back to ground. And then you're going to go into payload. So you can set it to instant, fast, or real. Because we want to take off straight away, we're going to send it to instant. And SimBrief automatically loads the amount of packs you're loading. So we're going to put this in here. And you can see it's given us all our packs. The next thing we're going to want to do is go to fuel. We're going to set it to instant again, and we're going to push the play button, and it is going to load our fuel into the aircraft. So we are ready to go and start this plane. Let's get back into the captain's chair. All right, so once you're here, what you're going to want to do is click Control Shift and 8, and that is going to take you up. And we are going to want to turn our external power on. So we're going to turn all 4 of these bad girls on. And then once it's on, we are going to go and turn our cruise supply on. So not all the buttons you can click. You see you can't give oxygen to your packs, so they are not going to be able to breathe. But you know, that's not the worst thing in the world. Bruh. And the next thing we're going to want to do, and I am so excited for this, ladies and gentlemen, is turn the APU on. Over here at Bogan Airways, we love listening to the different APUs. Let's see if Flybywire has created a masterpiece. We're going to go and we're going to turn the on switch, and we're going to click start, and we're going to go outside and listen. Mate, that actually sounded pretty phenomenal. I was pretty happy with that. So we're going to then, after that, turn our APU bleed on. We can now turn our external power off, and we're going to go up and turn on all of our fuel pumps. So I don't think you necessarily need to turn all of these on. It depends if you have fuel in all 4 engines and within the wings and stuff, but we're just going to turn everything on just in case. I am not a real pilot. This is not an in-depth tutorial. We're just looking to get this bad boy off the ground in as good a shape as possible on day one. So now that we've done that, we're going to go up and we are going to turn our navigation on. So you're going to go IR1, IR2, and IR3. So very similar to the A320 and also the A330 as well. So now you'll see that these will slowly align. So while we wait for it to turn on, we may as well get this started. So we are going to go over here and we are going to go to our init. And what is crazy, on day one in a freeware aircraft, we can click the flight plan request. It is going to load our flight plane into here. It's going to load the entire route. It is going to load all of our performance indexes in as well. Pretty amazing. I am pretty stunned, you know, given that this is a freeware aircraft, that it's able to do this. And look at this, it has been inserted. We have an American Airlines number. There is no liveries out yet, but it is day one. Give it some time, and every single livery you can imagine will probably be available on Flight Sim TO. So the next thing we're going to want to do is go to our departure. So we're going to click this. We are going from Miami. So you're going to go and you're going to find your sim brief, and we are going to go down here, and we are going out of runway 8L. So 8L. And then our SID is going to be GLADS. So there we go. And we're going to insert that. Click insert here. And then the next thing we're going to do is our arrival. So you're going to click Phoenix. We are going into, according to our sim brief, 8. Our approach is going to be an ILS. And we are going via, our via is none, and our star is pinning 1. So we're going to do that, and we're going to insert that. And we should be good to go on that aspect. So the final thing is you're going to want to remove any discontinuity. So all you do is you click this, click delete, and click insert. So we're going to go through quickly and remove all of our discontinuities. You can see it's actually very responsive when you're pushing down, unlike Aerosoft, where it basically lags as you're looking through all of this. So I mean, it's just crazy how Flybywire is giving this out for free. And I mean, I'm very happy with what I've seen so far. We'll see what happens when we fly. And yeah, we basically should be good to go. So the flight plan is in there. The last thing that we want to do is put our performance in, and it is already given us what we need. So this has been brought in by SimBrief. I think this is your V1, V2, VR, and V2. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm not a real pilot, but we're doing a flaps 1 start. Our packs are on. Everything should be good to go from here, mate. So this is looking absolutely phenomenal. So let's go back up and let's finish turning this bad boy on. All right, so we are back up, and we're going to turn all the lights we need. So we're going to turn our strobe to auto, we're going to turn our beacon on, we're going to turn our nav on. Once we get out, we were going to be pushing this down. Now, as I mentioned, GSX can't put passengers on this plane yet. Hopefully one day, because the cabin, and it just looks absolutely amazing. So let's just pretend like they're already on. We're going to turn our seatbelt sign on, our no mobile to auto, and our emergency exit is going to be armed. And we can now get pushed back. So let's get it done. So I think you can use GSX to push you back, but today we're going to be testing out all of these systems. So we're going to be going to services. We are going to get rid of our jet bridge, and we are going to get rid of our ground power unit. And then we are going to go do the pushback. So we are going to activate this system. So you click enable. We're going to call our tug in, and we're going to turn our parking brake off. So I think if we go outside, you should see the tug slowly starting to come on. All right, mate, so the pushback is going straight through the wheel. Like I said, this is a freeway aircraft, so we're going to give it a bit of leniency. Oh, and would you look at that? But if you look at the wheels, mate, they are looking pretty good. You've got scuff marks on the actual hydraulic system. The detail of the hydraulic system looks pretty good from here as well, mate. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to give that a passing grade. So the engines are looking pretty phenomenal. I cannot wait to hear them start up. So we're going to get pushed back, and then we're going to turn every single engine on one by one and listen to the sound of that. So let's get back in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're getting pushed back. So all you do is you push the direction backwards, and then you move it in the desired direction. And we are slowly getting pushed back. So we're going to wait until we are fully pushed back. We're going to remove the tug, and then we're going to listen to those engines for the first time. We don't want to do it while we're moving, mate. We want to be at a standstill so we can see the thrust and we can hear the sound of those bad girls turning on one by one. Holy moly, mate, I've never been this excited. I hope you're having a good time, and I hope you're enjoying this tutorial. We're going to take this off. We're going straight into Phoenix, and we're going to be going over those beautiful mountains with this big old gal, mate. Oh, the montage that we're going to put together hopefully is going to look pretty epic, but I am a bit worried about these lags. So I'll see you once we've been pushed fully back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that time is finally here. We can finally turn the engines on for this A380. There is nothing better than a 4-engine configuration in my books. So what we're going to do is go to IGN Start, and we're going to come down and we're going to flip the 2 right ones on first and see what it sounds like. Oh, baby, let's go. right, not bad, not great. There's also no thrust, which is a bit disappointing. Usually in most aircrafts you can see it, but like I said, you know, it's freeware, but we're going to put that in the cons list. All right, let's go turn the other two bad girls on. Right, so I was wrong on that first one. You could actually see thrust out of that second one, so I don't know what happened the first time. But yeah, not bad. Not great, but not bad. We'll have to see what it sounds like when we take off, mate. Hopefully that sounds amazing. All right, so we can turn our APU bleed and our APU master switch off. We're going to turn our taxi light on, and we're also going to set our flaps to 1. We're also going to arm our spoiler. And we are going to taxi on out of here. So we are going to go to our runway. So I'll meet you when we're out there. And yeah, mate, I am seriously excited to take this off. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have flat bank strap in the center of the runway and we are ready to take off. We have our speed set. We have our altitude set. You have to go up here. You have to turn your landing light on, turn your takeoff light on, and turn your runway and camera light on as well. The last thing you'll do before you take off is click takeoff config. Usually you would have a checklist here which would show everything. Obviously it hasn't been integrated just yet. You also can't set your auto brake to max, which is what you would usually do before you take off. But other than that, mate, let's punch it and let's listen to those engines. Oh, that's sounding good. All right, here we go. All right, the checklist is actually here now. We have our ignition still on, so let's quickly go and turn that back to normal. Other than that, let's go, mate. And this runway is short. Holy moly. Are we even going to have enough space to get out of here? There's a couple of Boeings, mate. Boo. Bruh. All right, 140. Let's push back. Oh, a bit of lag. And we are a bit heavy. And so we are going to put our landing gear up. We are going to put our flaps up. Positive rate of climb right now. We're about to go over Miami. We're going to come here and we're going to set this into flex. And that actually looks pretty good. If you go look at Aerosoft, they don't even have that smooth movement on the throttle, mate. So they've already upped us in that. Bruh. All right, so let's turn our autopilot on and let's turn our auto throttle on, and that's slowly going to cause us to climb. And look at the city of Miami, mate. Thank you, Pitbull, for showing us around. You've been gracious. But we're going off to Phoenix to meet Kevin Durant and go watch a Suns game. And we are slowly climbing, mate, and it is not looking too bad. I don't know. Okay, so if you basically click this and then, so click it with your left mouse and then right click it, it should basically take you such that the plane is taking you up. I think we should be able to do it with this as well. Yep. So now the plane is going to be controlling our speed and it is going to be controlling where we're going on our route, and it is looking pretty phenomenal. Everything has been pretty smooth so far. I've been happy with this. I think this plane sounds pretty good from the inside. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. Once we get to 10,000 feet, we'll talk. But yeah, it is looking pretty phenomenal so far. right, ladies and gentlemen, so we have ascended to about 28,000 feet, and it has been doing everything perfectly so far. It follows the route to perfection compared to Aeroshite, which takes you off the route pretty far every time you have even the slightest of turns. I mean, for a freeware aircraft, it is doing everything that you could want it to do. Some of the textures could be a bit better, but I mean, you know, day one launch, I am extremely happy with this, mate. I am extremely happy. We are going to continue to fly. We're going to give you an epic montage with this A380 so you can see what it looks like going all the way across America, all the way into Phoenix, across all of the mountains. But yeah, so far I have been very impressed. So I will see you soon, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we are back and we are starting to descend, and so far so good. Would you look at this? We are currently letting the plane make its own decisions. We need to be at 17,000 feet by driver, and look at this. We are at 17,000 feet. I have not touched it at all. The plane has done it this whole time. Unlike Aeroshite, where we put the autopilot on and it would not reach the altitudes that it needed to, this plane has done it perfectly, and it is freeware. My God, there are so many pros with this plane, it's unbelievable. This might actually be my favorite plane, period, not including the payware PMDG and Phoenix, mate. This has been absolutely unbelievable so far, and it just looks phenomenal outside. The engines sound good while we're flying it. The last thing we have to do is land this bad boy. Can we get on the ILS glide slope, and can we do a smooth landing with it? If we can, I am giving this a 10 out of 10, mate. It has been absolutely great. This is launch day, freeware. I cannot get over how good this plane has been. Let's go to the back and let's explore the rest of the cabin since we didn't get a chance to look at it earlier. So, yeah, so far so good, mate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're exploring the cabin now. Would you look at it? We're going to start downstairs. And would you just look at this, ladies and gentlemen? The textures are absolutely amazing. It is looking incredible. I can't wait till we see some liveries on this thing. It's going to look absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, they have just done such a good job. And let's get right to the back and have a look at that. Yeah, I mean, seriously, look at this. We're at the back of the plane now, and it just looks great. They've just done such a good job. But I know what you want to see, ladies and gentlemen. You want to see upstairs. I want to see it as well, mate. Let's get up there. All right, mate, we are walking up the stairs, and oh my God, you could only be so lucky to fly in one of these in real life. I mean, just look at it. Look at this, mate. First class in the A380. I mean, you are literally living luxury to the full. My God, this is nicer than my home office, aka my mother's basement. This is just looking absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe the amount of effort they've put in. Oh, bit of lag there for a freeware aircraft. I mean, there's literally champagne and some Gatorade sitting right there, and a water, mate. Ah, this is crazy. This is just absolutely phenomenal. I have to give them seriously an A+ for this. There's so few things wrong with this. Anything that I'm finding wrong is very, very picky, particularly for a freeware aircraft, mate. This is just looking stunning. Oh man, A+, mate, A+. I want to meet the developers and I want to give them a firm handshake. Oh, let's finish this flight, ladies and gentlemen. right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This flight has been flawless so far, nothing to complain about, and now it's time for the crescendo, the end of the flight. Can we get on the ILS runway? We have literally followed our route to perfection. We are down to 3,000 feet. We are within the ILS glide slope. Here's the pink diamond here, and here is the diamond here, so we can click approach, and we can turn the second autopilot on, and it should technically bring us down when we start to get a bit closer. Holy moly, mate, this has been absolutely phenomenal. There is the city of Phoenix. It is looking sensational. Look at the mountains in the background. This is just absolutely unbelievable, mate. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is still bringing the goods, and the A380, mate, I mean, Flybywire, you have just absolutely done it again, mate. You have knocked it out of the park with this one. By far my favorite freeware aircraft, and it is encroaching upon PMDG and Phoenix's planes as well. So let's see if we start getting taken down on the glide slope. Hopefully we do, but it is looking good so far. We are going to put our landing gear down, and we are going to set one load of flaps, and we are going to set our spoilers as well, mate. So yeah, anything I've done wrong, please let me know in the comments. And we are on the glide slope, mate. It is taking us down. Holy moly, mate. This flight, seriously, it just keeps getting better. We're gonna allow the plane to land this just to see how good it does, because I've just been so impressed. If this plane can land itself and it can do it smoothly, like seriously, I'm gonna give it an 11 out of 10. But here we go. It's even slowing us down, mate. We're down to 180. Let's put a second load of flaps on, using my joystick to put the flaps on. That's why I'm not looking down. There's Phoenix's airport. We don't have the payware Phoenix, but it still looks pretty good from here. I'm not complaining. And there is Phoenix, mate. Phoenix, Arizona. Look at this. Look at the stadium. I think that might be the Cardinal Stadium, but I could be wrong. This looks like an awesome city. We've got a smaller city out there. Oh, mate, I am literally just babbling. This is probably the happiest I've ever been. If we can land this bad boy, oh man, this is going to be great. All right, so we've got that down. We can't set our auto brake. We're going to have to put our landing lights on. Our runway light we accidentally left on, so that was a mistake. But yeah, just ignore that. But here we come. Look at this. Look at the sights. There's no stutters or anything like that. I think the game's gotten used to the A380, and we have just absolutely lost all of the stuttering. And let's have a quick look out this side. Yeah, look at that. Look at the mountains. I love it out here, mate. It is probably hot as balls out here. All right, thanks for letting me know, mate.
Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
All right, let's see if this can bring us down.
Terrain.
Here we go. It is doing. I just can't believe how well this has been.
Terrain.
All right, take it easy, mate. Usually I would land this by myself. If you go look at my previous videos, I'm always trying to do this, but I just want to see what this baby can do. So let's see if it brings it in nicely. Here we go. Oh, and it's flaring. Oh, look at this, mate. Oh my god. And is it going to bring it down? It is not. All right. Let's bring it down ourselves. And look at that, mate. Absolutely stunning. Alright, so yeah, the autopilot didn't fully bring us down, but that's alright, mate. Other than that, not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, nice and smooth. Alright. Let's put our flaps up. Take the spoiler off. Landing light can come off, taxi light can go on. And yeah, we're gonna go find a gate. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are, we have made it. We could not fit in any of the gates because this isn't payware. Usually they don't have gates big enough to fit planes like this. Not a problem I've really had in the past, you know what I'm saying? But I am going to now turn the engines off. And that's going to do it, mate. That is going to be the end of the flight, the full tutorial from start to finish. We did a nice little land. Oh, look at this, mate. Yeah, we're going to continue. But we did a nice little flight, mate. It went absolutely fantastic. And I had to give this a score. Let's put the pros and the cons up there. I mean, there was just so many good things about this plane. The engine startup was a bit meh. You know, you can't push all of the buttons, but these are just little things. I mean, the textures on this thing, on the plane, in the cabin, are absolutely unbelievable. The thing flies to perfection. It follows the route. It follows all of the speeds. It takes you down on your path. It's just... You know, I seriously don't have any problems with this. This is seriously a 10 out of 10, especially when you're comparing it to the likes of Aeroshite, where you're spending $30 and you're not even getting a quarter of the things that this plane is giving. So Flybywire has absolutely knocked it out of the park. This has been absolutely sensational. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed the review that I gave as well. If I did anything wrong during the flight, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'm going to put up my full Season 2 movie if you're interested in seeing some of our other flights. But if you keep track, in a couple of days as well, mate, I'm going to be giving my full Aeroshite review. That's right. We're going to absolutely be dumping all over it, just like everyone else has. I went into it with an open mind, but it just absolutely chewed us up and spat us out, mate. It was seriously insulting. So with that, thank you for flying Bogan Airways. This has been the Bogan, and I love ya. Goodbye.